Horns up and welcome to a brand new episode of Headbanger's Kitchen. Today we're going to be cooking up some delicious chicken thighs in a creamy mustard sauce. Oh yeah, this is really simple, easy and delicious. And I found inspiration for this in a Munchies video. They made a mustard braised chicken. So this is my take on that recipe. And trust me guys, it's going to be delicious. Anyway, enough jibber jabber, let's get cooking. So the first thing we're going to do is season our chicken thighs with some salt, some black pepper and some paprika. You can play around with the seasonings and use anything that you like. And of course, yes, you can use chicken breast if you want to, but on keto we always recommend leg and thigh meat with the skin on because that's a nice fatty piece of meat. Anyway, once you've seasoned the chicken, on to the next step. Now I'm going to get my stainless steel pan on the stove. You can also use a cast iron skillet or a non-stick pan, no problem. And a little tip is when you're using a stainless steel pan, heat the pan up first and then add the olive oil. Anyway, once the pan is nice and hot, I'm going to pour in about a tablespoon of olive oil. And now it's time to fry the chicken, and we're going to place the chicken pieces skin side down. Yes, you heard that right, skin side down. You want the skin to crisp up and become nice and well crispy, I guess. Now I was only able to fit in 3 pieces because I badly arranged it. And of course, if you're cooking on a stainless steel pan, you have to wait for the skin to cook and crisp up, and only then can you move the pieces, otherwise it might stick. Anyway, I somehow managed to work around with what I had, and I squeezed in that 4th piece as well. Of course, the 4th piece will take a little more time to cook because it joined the other thighs in the pan a little later. Anyway, just let it cook on the skin side. And then of course, once it's ready, it's time to flip it over. Oh yeah, those look really good. And I only flipped 3 of them because, because they were in the pan first. I did flip the 4th one, but it looked like it needed a few minutes more on the skin side. So I turned it back around and I shifted the pan so that more of the heat was on that piece of chicken. Anyway, once the 4th piece was done, I flipped that over as well. And after letting it cook for about a minute or so, I removed the pieces of chicken. Now obviously these are not fully cooked yet, but set them aside. Then I added a knob of butter to the frying pan. And once that's melted in, I'm adding about 30 grams of chopped red onions. You can use white onions or shallots, no problem. And I also add in some freshly chopped garlic. And then of course give it all a good mix. And now you just want to let the onions and garlic cook down slowly on a low to medium heat. You want the onions and the garlic to become slightly translucent and just let them cook. Once they start to soften and turn translucent, I'm going to deglaze the pan with some white wine vinegar and also some chicken stock. You can also just use water, no problem. Now I'm going to add in a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, and I'm also going to add in a teaspoon of whole grain mustard. I like the combination of the 2 different kinds of mustard. You can use either or depending on what you have. I would say avoid the yellow hot dog mustard, that's not good for this. Anyway, give that all a good mix, my friends. And the basic sauce has come together now, and we're going to add in the chicken into the pan. Of course, where else would we add the chicken? Now you can stick this in the oven if you like, or like me, you can turn down the heat, cover it with the lid and just let it cook. Once your chicken thighs are cooked, you want to remove them from the pan. I cooked mine for about 8 minutes. That was enough to cook them all the way through. And now it's time to finish the sauce, and I'm going to do that with some heavy whipping cream. And just add that into the pan. Give it all a good mix, and then of course, for a little bit of fragrance and that lovely freshness, some parsley, freshly chopped of course. And give it all a good mix, and your sauce is pretty much ready. Now we're just going to pour that sauce over our chicken thighs. Oh wow, that looks absolutely delicious. Anyway, before I taste, I'm just going to cut it and show it to you so you can see that it's cooked beautifully. Do I need to say anything? Nope, I don't. It's time to taste. Oh boy, it is hot in the kitchen today, but you know what? It's time to taste the delicious chicken thighs in that delicious mustard sauce, and it looks so good. I've already shredded myself some pieces because then I don't have to use a knife and fork, but you don't need to know that. That's what we do off camera. Anyway, enough jibber jabber, let me taste. This might be one of the best chicken dishes I've cooked. I mean, it's got so much flavor in it. It's amazing. I eat some more. Anyway, that was delicious. I hope you guys are going to make this at home. And enough jibber jabber from me. I will see you on the next episode of Headbanger's Kitchen. Cheers and keep cooking.